Hey everyone. What I want to talk about today and share in particular is about this idea called passion. This is something that a lot of people that I found on my own personal journey ask me that question: what is my purpose? What is my life's mission? And what is the point of all this stuff that we go through as human beings on a journey? And what I want to kind of use to kind of begin to help us kind of comprehend how to think about purpose is I'm going to share my own personal story about how I fell into my purpose. And I use that word "fell" on purpose because it's important to acknowledge that the first thing you have to realize about purpose is not something that you're just going to wake up one morning and know. Well, to be honest, you might be lucky enough to be that person that knows what they want to do and knows who they are. But we're going to look at this from two different ways. We're going to look at it purpose in the sense of what you're passionate about and what you love. And then purpose from the perspective of what I feel my purpose is as a human being. And maybe on a metaphysical level, because I love that stuff. So, first one. When I think about how I came into my purpose, and I would say my purpose is sharing, teaching, assisting, helping individuals to see different techniques and see different experiences in another way, my journey was completely different. I recall I was about, 24? And I decided to leave the life I was living behind. And before then I was just a young person getting into trouble, doing stupid stuff. And I decided, you know what, enough's enough. I don't want to do this no more. I quit. And that deep existential question came into my head. What is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be creating? Because you see, there was something that I always knew, even when I was younger, that I was destined in my own understanding and in my own perspective to do something good. Not even something good, to do something amazing. And I always had that belief deep down that I was destined to do more than what I was doing at that time, which was getting into trouble. And not even getting into trouble per se, but just doing things that I know wasn't in alignment with the core of my being. And when I look back now, and I look at where I am now, it's important to acknowledge one thing, that finding my purpose or finding my mission was something that took a long time. And it's something that I also believe is quite fluid. I don't believe that there's one fixed thing that's your purpose or your mission. I believe that your purpose and mission is like driving a car. As you continue to drive around and you experiment, you do things, and by doing things, it allows you to kind of discover yourself. Because you have to remember that as a human being, I truly do believe that we are in a state of becoming all the time. So you have to kind of see it from this perspective, and this is how I see my purpose. I see purpose like a flower that goes through seasons. We have winter, we have summer, we have spring. And as the seasons continue to change, the leaves fall down and new flowers blossom. And that's how I kind of see purpose. It blossoms and then it falls down, and it blossoms and it falls down. And it's that process. But let me go back to my story and stay with me on this. So I just decided, you know what, I don't want to do what I was doing. And I thought, what can I do to begin to discover this? I started to read a lot of books. I started to study. I started to learn about the nature of reality. And I started to comprehend that actually, maybe, just maybe, life is a bit more flexible and malleable than I think. Maybe life is not as rigid as what I believed it's been. And I read a few books, and I'll give a few examples. I read Autobiography of a Yogi, like that one is a big one. I read the Book of Love and Creation by Paul Selig, that's another big one. And then I read a few business books as well, because I wanted to start to do something that would allow me to earn money on the side. And I did these things, and I went to go work a part-time job in Toolstation. And then after I did that for a while, I just thought, you know what, this isn't what I was born to do. This isn't my mission. This is my purpose. I can do more than that. So I recall going home one day, going on Facebook, and I saw an opportunity. And the opportunity said, how would you like to volunteer around the world doing something that you've never done? I clicked it, I looked at it and thought, wow, maybe I can actually do this. Maybe I can volunteer around the world and just see what happens. And that's something that is important for you to acknowledge when you want to find your purpose or find your mission. You need to be in the perspective of whatever you're going to go do, leave it open, because you might not know what that's going to lead to. I had no idea when I wanted to go volunteer that I was going to end up finding myself. And this is another thing that was important to acknowledge. I decided to volunteer because I thought, you know what, maybe it would be nice to help people. Maybe it would be nice to, do something different, give back to people. That was my intention. I had no intention of looking for it. I just thought, let me just go do something different. At the end of the day, I was on my journey. I was just trying to see what life was about. And I decided to go and volunteer. And I went to Ghana. And I went to Ghana for about 3 months to a little place called Sandema. And it was the most magical experience of my life. I did things and I had experiences that even till now, I physically still cannot comprehend. I had moments where I was speaking on stage. I had moments when we would go to schools. I had moments when we would just be doing things that I could never imagine. And it was in the midst of serving others, in the midst of putting others in front of me, that all of a sudden my purpose began to shine bright right in front of my face. I had no idea that by me going to go volunteer, I was going to realize that, oh my God, actually, I'm quite good at public speaking. I'm quite good at holding an audience. I had no idea of that before. I remember I had said in the past as well, oh, you know what, maybe I could be like a motivational, inspirational speaker. But it was never something that I'd really seen or something that I'd really thought, actually, you know what, I could do this. And I remember going to Ghana and I was going on stages talking, and I was talking in massive crowds and people were clapping. And I was thinking to myself when I got back home, how am I going to make this something that I can do all the time? I had just finished my degree in university and I just finished graduating in business management. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I did not want to go into selling stuff. It didn't feel fulfilling. And that's the thing that you've got to realize about your purpose. Purpose and fulfillment go hand in hand. When you're doing what you love, when you're doing what you thought you were designed to be created for, when you're feeling that bliss, that joy, you are going to feel fulfilled. As I'm talking to you right now, you can only imagine I feel absolutely fulfilled because I'm doing what I love to do, and that's share information. And that's something that I realized when I went to go volunteer. That was something that I discovered. That was something that, as a matter of fact, I even stepped into. And I realized, actually, maybe I could do this as a profession. So I came back from Ghana all motivated, thinking, come on, I'm ready, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to be a motivational speaker. Came back home, got on the plane, landed back in England, and I was like, actually, I don't know if I can do this. Because all of a sudden, all of the fears, all of the anxieties, all of the worries, all of the self-doubts came upon me. And it came upon me instantly. Like, I came back home and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start posting a video. I'm going to start making a video a day. I came back home, I made like 2 or 3 videos, and I didn't have the balls or the nerve or the strength to post it. I cared so much what other people thought. I thought, how am I supposed to post this stuff? I don't have the right to talk. I don't have the right to share. What the hell have I achieved? What the hell have I done? And this was the perspective that I held for many years. About, I came back from Ghana in 2017. This is now a video that's coming to you in 2020. So it's taken me about 3 years to be able to get to this point, to be able to share and talk openly about my experiences and what it meant for me to fall into my passion and start to do this on a more creative basis. But the reason why I'm sharing this story is so that you can begin to extract some learning from it. Because this one thing I realized, and it's important to reiterate, is number one, I found what I love to do by putting other people first. You are only going to find your purpose by accepting that your external reality is the audience that's going to allow you to discover what you have to do. You have to remember, we're on this planet with other people. So by being on this planet with other people, they are the mirror that you are going to have to use to be able to find what it is you were designed to do. So remember that. Other people are the mirror that will allow you to find your purpose. Because it was when I was in that state of consciousness, that state of being, that actually I want to do things for others, that all of a sudden what I was designed to do came to me. Number 2, you have to adopt a perspective and mentality that whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I truly had no expectation of my trip to Ghana. I didn't have a to-do list of things that were going to happen. I just went there with an open mind of what actually whatever will be, will be. Whatever happens, happens. And that's important to remember. Looking for your passion is not something you're going to find. I wouldn't even use the word looking. I would use the word discover. And you're going to discover it by being lost in service to other people. You're going to discover it by doing things that you would just have never randomly done. Like if you asked me 5 years ago, anybody that knows me here said to me 5 years ago, or one day you're going to go and volunteer around the world and get paid for it and not get paid for it and make no money from it, I would have laughed. I studied my degree in business because I wanted to make money. That's why I did it. I didn't do it for another reason why. But as I continue to kind of grow, as I continue to kind of realize and come into myself, I began to realize that actually the best way for me to begin to discover who I am is by being in service to others. And that's something that's really important that you've got to realize. You need to become comfortable with the ideas of serving others. Because in reality, we're all just serving each other. There's an amazing quote by Ram Dass that says we're all walking each other home. And what I take that to be is that everybody's on their journey finding themselves, finding the trueness of who they are. And we're all doing that collaboratively. We're all doing that together. And that's something that as you continue to serve others, as you continue to be in this state of giving, you're going to start to realize that as you're giving, things will begin to come to you. It's a very symbiotic relationship, I've realized. But that's all I quickly want to share today about passion and how I found mine. Because I found mine by not looking for it, but I stumbled upon it. I fell on it. I dropped my head and thought, whoa, there it is. And that's what I'm saying. When you can kind of get out of the ideas that you have about yourself, about what you're supposed to be, and allow it to organically come up, that's when you're really going to find it. So yeah, thank you so much. Have an amazing day.